Hello guys, so in this particular video I'm going to show exactly how I cut and sew this lovely dress, just very easy way. And then now the only difference in this particular dress is I've made mine to be a bit shorter. Okay, I really don't like the three-quarter idea. Okay, I prefer the either short or long, so mine is more on a knee length and I'm okay with it like that. Okay, so and I believe that along the line, as you're watching the video, you're seeing the styles and everything. I would like you to rate me under the comment section. Is this imitation up to 100%? Is it 90%? Is it 70, 80? I'd like to know what you think. Okay, so but meanwhile, if it's your first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on notification bell for more updates so you can join me. You can build this community of fashion lovers and designer and everything fashion. Okay, so now let's go straight into the video. So guys, as you can see, this is how it looks on the full front view. So I believe it's lovely. I love the outcome actually. This is the back side. Okay, so this is my fabric. This is a crepe fabric. Okay, a very nice crepe fabric, black. I actually love the fabric. It's this shiny on the front side. So I folded it. Remember, I took use the measurement of my bust, divide it. I divide my bust by 4 inch and added like extra 2 inch to it. So that is what I used to fold. So right now I'm going to get my shoulder line or top line, whichever one it is. Okay. So shoulder line or top line is ready. Then the next thing I'll do is to divide my shoulder by 2 plus 0.5. So my shoulder is 16 and that gives me 8.5. So I've marked it on the shoulder line. Then I'm going to come down by 9 inch. This 9 inch I came down is that's my bust measurement divided by 4. Okay, so that is to get my accurate armhole. So when I divide my bust measurement by 4, it gives me my standard armhole. So right now I'm going to join it together. So I've applied the same 8.5 all along the width. So and then the length is 9 inch, which is my bust measurement divided by 4. So you can see remeasuring it so that you can see it clearly again, 8.5. So right now I'm going for my bust point. My bust point is 10 inch. So I marked it. This my table is a bit too smooth, so the fabric is just falling here and there, falling off. So right now I had to use something to hold it. So after ruling for my bust point, I'm taking my half length. That becomes my waistline. So this is my waistline now and it's ready. So I'm going to use this ruler right now. So this ruler, like 1 inch, I'm going to add it down below. So that becomes my 1 inch joining allowance for the shoulder and for the down part of the dress. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to apply my measurements, my waist measurements. So my waist divided by 4. But before that, I'm going to come up 4 inch from the bust point so that I get my across chest line. So this across chest line is what I'm going to use to shaping my chest area so that it will be fitted and balanced. Okay, so my across chest is 13. I've divided it by 2, that is 6.5. So I added 0.5, that is 0.5, that gives me 7. So 7 is exactly what I marked here right now. So I'm going to use this curve rule to curve it. So I'm going to curve it accurately down to that point. So this is a very good accurate way I usually get my armhole, and it comes out really nice at the end. So right now I'm applying my bust measurement, that is 9 inch. So my waist measurement, which is 7.5, Okay, so I'm going to roll it together. All you need to do is just follow exactly the way I'm drafting this, and you're going to get yours same accurate way. So I'm adding my 2-inch joining allowance. Okay, so 2-inch, I'm adding it all the way. So the next thing, I'm going to go for my neck. I'm going to move in by 3-inch because this is a fitted neck. So I'm going to come down by 3.5. Okay, because I don't want this neck be too be too like on my neck to hold me. If I come down by 3 inch, it might be too tight, kind of. I don't know, it might be a bit tight. So 3.5 is okay for me. So I'm going to come down by 3.5 so that the neck will be just balanced and okay. So I'll go ahead now and curve it. So I'm curving it properly. Whenever you're making yours, always remember to cover it very, very well. Let it be deep. So now I'm going to go and take in extra. I'm going to remove 1 inch from the shoulder because I don't want it to have that exact shoulder measurement. So I have 5 inch there. So I have 5.5. So I've taken out 1 inch. So it'll be left with 4.5. So I'm going to rerule this armhole again to that 4.5. Okay, so I will rerule it. Rerule it. Yes. So this is the new shoulder line I'll be using now. This is my new shoulder. That is 4.5, and I'm okay with it like that. So I'm going to go for my shoulder slant, which is 1 inch, and I'm going to slant it, for the shoulder tightening. So this is just our plain body. So I'm not going to add that on this particular blouse. Okay, I'm not going to be adding that on the front and the back. I just want it plain. I'm going to be adding the dart only on the back side. Okay, so right now I'll cut it out and I'm good. I'm just okay like this. So this is okay. You can go on and add that if you want, but I don't want to add that. Most times when making crepe fabrics like this, I usually don't like adding that, especially on the front side. So I've moved out 1.5 for my zip allowance on the back side, and I'm coming down by 1 inch. So I'm going to connect it to the neck. I'm not really good at using my hand to curve. I'm still trying to get used to that. Most times I usually enjoy using the French curve. It gives me a very nice curve. Okay, but there are some times you want to curve. The French curve might not be so perfect. I don't know how to put it because you might not end up putting it the way you want it, no matter how you try to place it. So right now I'll cut out the front and the back, and as you can see, we finished cutting our body. So the bodice is ready already, just like this, as plain as this. So there is no dart for this. Okay, there is no front and back dart. So I'm just going to go on and draft out my facing. So you can see how I'm drafting out the facing in case you're having difficulties on how to draft out facing. But this my facing. After I finished drafting it, that was when I realized I made a mistake. I drafted it too short and see if I was going to add sleeve. It was after that I realized that I'm not adding sleeve, it was sleeveless. So I'm going to correct that later. So this is my dress, this is my blouse, this is the down part of the dress. Okay, so more like the skirt part. Okay, so I folded it. I divided my hip by 4. Okay, so to get this folding so that I will not waste fabric. Then I've taken the full length of the dress. That is the line you're seeing over there. Now I've taken my waist, my hip, that is 8 inch from my waistline. So 8 inch to get this exact point. So I'm applying my hip on that particular line. This line is my waistline. Sorry, my hip line. This is my hip line. So I'm connecting my waist to my hip. So from my waist, I come down 8 inch. So I rule the line. That 8 inch will give me my hip line. I hope you are cleared. Okay. Okay, so that is it. So now I'm not going to apply the same measurement I got for my hip, which is 10 inch. That is 40 divided by 4. I took out 2 inch from it. So that is to give me my pencil look for this blouse. So I'm using 8 inch. So that to give me a good fit. So that's why after sewing, you will see that it just lapped on my body and it's nice. So as you can see, this is just how to make a pencil dress in case a pencil cut, in case you want to make a pencil cut, usually like this. So once you move it in, so it gives that pencil look. So right now my hem is 1.5 and I'm adding it because I've already would a line for it. So I'm adding 2 inch for my joining allowance the same way I did for the upside, 2 inch. So for the hemming, I'm using 1.5. Okay. So I'm going to join my waist to the hip and then join the other one too, so that this particular skirt will be ready. So guys, if you know you're really enjoying this video, please do not forget to give me a subscribe. I really want to see a subscribe. The subscription is free. I like to state it. I'm going to make use of this French curve. Actually, I'm supposed to make use of this French curve at first to get the actual initial line for that hip. It was after doing that I remembered. So, but I just went ahead to use it anyways again. So that is just to show you one of the uses of French curve. So guys, if it's your first time, please, I believe you're enjoying this video. Please, in case you're enjoying this video, I know you're enjoying it. Okay, yes, you're enjoying it. Please give me a subscribe. I would like you to subscribe, join me. And then this is the back side of this wonderful skirt. This is the back. So on this back, I've taken out 3 inch because I'm going to be having an overlap slit for the back. Okay, so I've come out by 3 inch. So inside that 3 inch I have my 2 inch for my dart, and then 1.5, sorry, I came out 3.5, I'm so sorry. So 1.5 for the zip and then 2 inch for the dart. So I'm moving up 7 inch from my hemline. So that 7 inch is where my slit is going to start. Okay, so on this particular point now, this is where my slit is going to slant, my slanting of the slit, the overlap slit. So I'm going to go ahead and take out my zip 1.5. So I'm going to roll it. So the remaining 2 inch there is for my dart. So the dart is going to be on just the back side. I wanted to make this slit a bit deeper, like yeah, but then I figured out that it might be too much. So that's why I kept bending this ruler, just bending my ruler. Okay, so I finally ended up with this particular point. So just a little bit, half inch above the initial 7 inch I marked. So that is how I'm going to take my slit. So as you can see, I've added my 1 inch to the side of the front skirt. So this is my 1 inch. So that 1 inch is what I'm going to be taking in for the dart. So automatically I added only one dart in this particular dress. That is the back waist dart. So the dart I came down by 7 inch and then I went out by 1 inch. So I finished cutting. So once I take in my dart, the balance will come, the skirt will have the normal balance it's supposed to have. So that is it with this particular skirt cutting. So we are through with this particular part and I believe you enjoyed it. So moving on right now, the next thing I will do is to cut my collar, the first collar for this wonderful style. So this is the last collar that you're seeing on the picture. So you can see exactly how I place my fabric, so to get that exact half cut. So at first this particular one was a bit tricky. I got a bit like, wow, how will I do this? But then after thinking, I got a clue. So and then this is it. So I came out with this cut. Okay, so I went on to apply it, and honestly, I love the outcome, even though it didn't come out exactly straight the way I want. Okay, so this is the other side. That's the peplum part of this. I'm so sorry that I didn't know my video wasn't on when I was cutting this part. I really, in fact, sometimes it just happens. So this is just how I cut the peplum part. That is the part with the, the, how will I put it, the peplum look, the other one. So this is exactly how I cut it, just using a little miniature fabric to show you. So I folded it by 4 like this. So I divided my I did 30-inch, so from my under bust measurement to the back side. So I just took whatever is there and I divided it by 4, and then that is what I got to use to get my radius. And then from there I came down and slanted it, by the length I want the peplum to be. And then I didn't do it exactly the same. I bent some of the one of it, because if you notice, a little part is a bit longer, the other part is shorter. So I curved it in a bent way so that I will have that look. So this is my facing that I'm correcting. Okay, so I've gone on to record another fabric to sew it, because if I don't do it like this, I will not like any other style to sew this other than this method. So it works perfectly. So I've joined my facing, I've joined it. So normally it's not supposed to be like this, but do not forget it was a little mistake. Okay, so I'm going to place this collar here first. So after placing it, then I'll go on and place my facing. So mind you, my facing is facing front with the fabric, front and front. So I finished stitching it, and this is the outcome. You can see how nice it looks. So this is the front view, and I believe you like the outcome. So I will just go on and iron it now. Okay, so after that, the next thing I'm going to do is, you can see I left a little half inch, okay, for my shoulder joining. So it means I didn't fix that up to the shoulder point. So I'm supposed to iron all this down, but then though I wanted to iron, but no light. The NEPA took my light, and I just don't want this video to delay anymore. So I had to go on and just keep going with it. Okay, so this part I've pinned down is my 1.5 zip allowance. Okay, so that I'll be able to see clearly. I would have ironed this down, like I said, but so that it will be relaxed. But then I just have to keep going. I believe with this you can still see it clearly. Okay, so I will go on now and join my shoulders. Okay, it's after I finish joining my shoulders that I'm going to turn my sleeve. I'm going to turn the sleeve, the armhole. Okay, so please pay close attention so that you see exactly how I turn this shoulder and armhole, in case you are always having difficulties with turning like this. So I'm pinning down everything already, because I know by the time I start flipping things now, everything will just get scattered. So I don't want that confusion. So please pay close attention to this part. So you can see I'm holding the fabrics. Okay, I'm holding mind you, these two fabrics, this is the back side, the side where you can see the pins there is the back side. So it means the front and back is placed facing each other on the front. So I've picked it now. That is the same front and front too, facing each other. So I'm going to be stitching it on the back. So after stitching, you will turn it, and then it will be balanced. So please just follow exactly the way I placed mine. If you don't understand what I said, follow my action and you will get it. So I finished sewing it, and this is the outcome. So you can see this is the shoulder, and I will do the same on the other shoulder. So I've done that. I finished joining the two shoulders, and then now time for me to stitch the armhole. Okay, because it's a sleeveless. So this is one method I used for my armholes. It usually comes out nice. There are other methods you can use, but this one is one I usually like, and it's usually very simple. Okay, so please pay close attention so that you'll be able to understand exactly how I did it. So you can see I picked the fabric. This is on the back. This fabric is on the back now. Okay, I believe you can see that clearly. So I'll pick it and I'm going to turn it. Okay, so just follow exactly the way I'm moving and you are going to get it right. So this particular method is very easy. It's very easy. Yes, I know it's very easy because I've been using it. It's very easy and um, we give you a very neat armhole. Okay, so that's why I usually like using it. So I will go on and pin it down and then I'll stitch it. Okay, I'm stitching it by half inch. So you can see already. So this is the outcome and I'm going to turn it out now and then you will see. You can see how neat it looks and very simple and very easy. So that is just it. So the next thing is for you to just go on and do your normal joining. So the next thing I'll do now is to get my skirt darts. So guys, this is a finished work and I'm going to take this out for whipping so they can take, because I don't have a whipping machine. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification bell for more updates, and see you in my next video. Bye.